Hello, Joe. It's Tomas. I enjoyed our lesson the other day. I hope you had a good day on the links the next day, and hope all is well with you. So I thought I would send you some video from the lesson so that you could take a look at it and make some comments and some thoughts about where to go from here, what to work on the next time. So I have here your original swing from both the caddy view and down the line view. I figured I'd just play through it for you once so that you can see it. You've probably never seen your swing before, but this is the way it looks, and we have this now for posterity so we can compare what happens to that swing as we move forward. So this is what it looks like this is what it looked like before we started. This is the caddy view in super slow-mo. Let me play that again since we had one little glitch in there. Okay, so that's caddy view, and then over here we have the down the line view. Down the line view is a much better view of your swing. It looks much better from down the line, but that's the way it looks before we started. Alright, so let me show you a couple things here with the caddy view. There's a couple of things I'd like to point out. Hold on, let me get back to this. Draw a little we'll draw a little diagram on here that shows where your head and shoulders are during the swing. And so if we play through the swing from this point forward, you can see at this point how far your head has moved out of the circle where it started, and in fact your whole body has moved to the right side. So remember, we talked about having the center of the swing stay constant so that it would be easier to get back to the ball consistently. But as you can see, your head moves back and then stays back, and the club does hit the ground right there behind the ball. You can see the divot is behind the ball. And of course you did that quite a bit while we were practicing. Hit it heavy, and this has a lot to do with that. In fact, your left arm bending like that is a direct result of that happening. You see, at impact, you sort of have to pull this arm up and bend it in order to keep the club from crashing into the ground. So we're going to work on making that arc a lot more steady so that you can always get back to the ball at the same place. And in fact, I'll show you that compared to the drill that we did in just a minute here. And then you see your left arm stays bent the whole way, and you stand up quite a bit out of the circle. At this point in the swing, your head still should be down in the circle that we drew at the beginning. Now, let me show you that right here. This one here, that's where it starts, and then when you get all the way to the end down here, backwards now, you see all the weight is toward the back of your body here. So at this point, see, the head should still be in the circle. You see, not only is it back, but it's also up. And so we have to work on that. We have to get this weight, your body mass weight, further over the left side. That's key to making good contact with the ground instead of being on your right side like that. Also, I wanted to show you here at the beginning this interesting little this interesting little thing you do with your foot here, where it comes up off the ground. Sort of the heel sort of goes toward the target and then turns back in and plants down on the ground. So I think by flaring the feet out like we did during the drill, that might solve some of that problem. But we got to keep you back on that, keep that heel on the ground, and keep you from switching the position of the left leg when you swing. Okay. All right. Then down the line view over here, we'll draw a little circle here to show where your head starts there, and then we'll look at your body position. We'll play through there. So this looks good going back. See, this your body is almost exactly on the same line that you started. That's great. You can see your arm is bent here. We got to get rid of that, but so far that's pretty good. But look how far up your head has moved. So when you first start the swing, you're way down like this, and then when you get here, you've lifted all the way up. So we're gonna start working on starting here. So if you start here, then you stay there. There's no sense in being way bent over at the beginning and then standing up during the swing. And then this all looks pretty good, except that it does. You do throw the club to the outside. You can see at this point the club is coming from the outside through and to the left on the ball, in addition to hitting the ground. Look where your head is. See, you've stood up so far that you're trying to keep the club from crashing into the ground, and so you stand up and you bend your arms, and of course that, in this case, you hit behind the ball and topped it, but we're going to have to see how far bent you are toward the back. We're going to have to get your weight a little bit more forward on the front foot. Okay? So that's those two. So now let me just show you here this compared to the drill that we did. I'll just load a different video on the left here. This is you, and let's show this one. Okay. So this is where we did the little punch drill action. Okay, let me just move this here. Okay, so this is the punch drill, where you go back and then just through. Now, I want you to notice something here. This is where you hit the ball. First of all, look how clean that hit is. The divot's sort of in front of the ball. A little, could be a little bit better, but you're hitting down on the ball right there, and the ball's going up like it should. So this is the impact position. Now look at this. Look at this impact position here. Look at that. And now let's go back to the original swing here. And we'll get to the point where impact position. There. Look at that. Yeah. There's a difference, right? Look at that. This looks like a golfer over here, huh? Very, very good. So see how that weight has stayed forward here? And in this case over here, it's pretty good how steady your head stays during this swing. Watch. See? Way, way better. Way better than the full swing was when we started. That's looking real good right there. I know you had a little problem with this drill by flipping over, and in fact that's still close to flipping over. I want you to get let me just bring something else up. I want you to get in your mind this finish position here when I came out, and so here, this is what the finish position you're going for is. Okay, so you got your weight over on the left side. Your right heel is still on the ground, but this hand is almost even a little bowed there, pronated we call it, and after you've gone past the ball. So that's the position you wanna be in after you make impact here. So look at the difference between that and this. See, this is like scooping it. this is after you hit down on it and go through. That's the position. So that's the position to go for in that drill that we were working on. This is what you want to look for. Alright. So one last thing here we'll take a look at. You did do a couple full swings after the lesson, and so we can compare that that full swing that you did after the lesson to the one where you started. This is the full swing after the lesson. So it's better. It's better. So we still got a lot to work on that follow through, but you see the impact position here, it's getting better. And you do hit the ball first. You actually you actually hardly took a divot at all. You had that ball pretty good there first. So compared to this impact position here, this looks a little bit more athletic, doesn't it? Yeah. We still need to get this arm straighter and these hands more forward like it was in the drill at impact position. But it's better. It's better than it was, and certainly you didn't move around as much after you got the feel of the drill. You didn't move around as much during the swing. Oops, let me just move this to where you started. That's where you started, and then during the swing, look at that compared to, remember on the other one how far back your whole body and head went. It still does, but oh, the camera moved there. It still does, but it's much better. You're getting more feel, and look how you're coming back into being in the same spot. We're still lifting up a little bit. So the swing got a little bit better, but we still got some work to do. But work on that drill when you get a chance. Maybe now it'll be a little bit easier for you to do now that you see what the objective of that drill is to get into that proper impact position that we showed that I showed you with the left arm being straight down. So that's really the key. Let me bring that back up because that's the one to look at. This one here. Okay. When you get to, oops, let me move this to the middle. So when you get to the impact position here, look at how straight that left arm is. I love that. See, compared to this arm over here, that's what we want to do. Oops. That is fabulous right there. So this is what we're going for. That's impact right there. That's what you got to get. This is not right. You don't want this. Alright? And then as you come through that as opposed to that. Okay? That's what we're going for. Alright, good work, Joe. Look forward to hearing from you for our next lesson. Thanks a lot.